Victorious Journey, Churchable 313, English story. Message is given by Emmanuel. In description, you can look at Hindi transcript of the message. All human beings living in this world are created by God. Although some difference from us in religion, culture, beliefs, customs, and nationality. However, all are our neighbors. They are our brothers and sisters. So we should love all who live with us, in and around us. Those who help a person or persons in times of danger or in struggles are indeed considered to be the best agony bearers. And this kind of help brings joy to the Lord of our God, who really helps you a lot. Do you think all those who come looking for or those who stand away from you, are they your neighbors? Indeed, Jesus tells a story as a parable at his best. Let us imagine our perfect love for God and neighbors through Jesus' parable in Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, as given in the Bible. A summary. A man was going from Jerusalem, someone of unknown in race, religion, or origin who was traveling. He could be imagined of anyone. Was he a Jew, a Gentile, a Roman, or a Greek, a slave, or a free man? Who knows what type of man? The robbers brutally beat him into the half death, kicked him, snatched his wallet, and left him naked, threw him in the mud, and left him in a pitiable state. And this is what happened in that parable. Two religious personalities passed by without seeing him. They walked towards other side, and their sight was an ugly in their mind and heart. Jesus says that the third passer by was a Samaritan. The Samaritan Jesus referring as a compassionate person. Samaritan picks the man up in teach, administers first aid, drives the sickly person to an inn, where he puts him up, pays for everything, and promises in return in a day or two to settle the balance for his treatment and boarding. The Samaritan did not think about himself as a selfish person. He didn't do. His focus was on the other person who needed immediate, urgent complaints and comfort. Jesus asked a question to the scholar. Now, which one of the three passers by is next door neighbor? Jesus says, who are the other people in the community, how they treat you, what they look like. Whoever they are, you should treat them as neighbors. The implication of the parable is that indeed everyone is our neighbor. But the shift of emphasis in verse 36 reveals again Jesus' desire to become bearers of love everywhere we go. Who is our neighbor? Because you are everyone's neighbor. Jesus tells a story as a parable at his best. Let us imagine your perfect love for God and neighbors through Jesus' parable in Luke verse chapter 10, verse 25 to 37 as given in the Bible. Let us start reading. In 10:25, there was a scholar of the law who stood up to test him and said, Teacher, what must I do to inherit life, eternal life? Jesus said to him, What is written in the law? Do you read it? He said in reply, You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your being, with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. Jesus replied to him, You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live. But because he wished to justify himself, he said to Jesus, Who is my neighbor? Jesus replied, A man fell victim to robbers as he went down from Jerusalem to Jericho. They stripped him and left him without any dress. And opposite side there was one priest happened to coming, and he was going down the other road. But when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side. Likewise, a Levite came to the place. When he saw him, he passed by another side. But a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion at the sight. He approached the victim, poured oil and wine over his wounds, bandaged them. Then he lifted him up on his own animal, took him to an inn, and cared for him. The next day he took out 2 silver coins and gave the innkeeper with the instruction, Take care of him. If you spend more than what I have given you, I shall repay you on my way back. Which of these three, in your opinion, was neighbor to the robber's victim? He answered, The one who treated him with mercy. Jesus said to him, Go and do likewise.